Hello everybody and welcome to the third round of the cup that Imba Battlenet happened to be in today. I can't actually remember the name of it. Big something. Either way, it's Imba Battlenet versus an unknown team because they haven't set their name, which is very, very naughty. I'm just delicious, and with me in a minute will be Vague Raconteur. He's just gone off to do something. I'm not entirely sure what. We apologise for some of the sound issues in the last game. Hopefully that's all fixed itself now. It should have. It was Twitch, just being Twitch really, being an absolute pain, and obviously, both these teams do know what they're doing when it comes to picking and banning, so we do expect the normal heroes to leave pretty much straight away. So the Nyx Assassins, the Keeper of the Lights, the Bat Riders, and the Magnuses of this version. Darkseer there as well if they wanted to get rid of him, and of course, everybody's favourite support hero, Wisp, the Guardian, and he's going to get banned out pretty much straight away after the Nyx Assassin and Bat Rider ban. So Imba Battlenet just looking at the last ban, and then they're going to be passing it over to unknown team. Hopefully I'll be able to find out what their name is once it starts for streaming purposes and whatnot. But last ban, Imba Battlenet's kind of taking the time. They're really thinking of who they want to give up. There's Darkseer still there. There's Magnus still there. They can give away either of those. There's Kotl as well still there. They get rid of Kotl, so no Keeper of the Light in this game. That means that Phantom Lancer is probably not going to be picked up because he works exceptionally well with Keeper of the Light. But if you put him on his own, he's not quite as good as some of the other carries that you could get, like Gyrocopter or Lifestealer seem to be preferred to him in this version, so Keeper getting banned out just so that no one can pick up that Phantom Lancer. And first pick, taking its time, Magnus there, Darkseer there, if they want to get him. They go for the Darkseer, giving up Magnus. Imba will probably comply and pick him up. And they do pick him up straight away, and now they can look towards building that tri-lane, which teams are just so interested in building. It's kind of the main focus of the game at this stage. Mid and off lane seems to take a back foot to the tri lane in this version, and Luna getting picked up by Imba Battlenet pretty much straight away, as you would expect. Just looking to get the best carry they can. They obviously like Luna as a carry. I will expect either a Lifestealer or Gyro to be picked up right now because they can't afford them both to be banned out, or Luna will probably just steamroll this game very, very easily. There aren't many carries apart from those that can keep up. Alchemist as well being one, but Alchemist probably not particularly effective against Luna and Magnus. Rubik picked up second pick, and now they're just looking for their last one, and then they'll pass it back over to Imba Battlenet. But Rubik, one of those supports, strong in pretty much every occasion. He's going to be very good against Magnus. They actually go for Queen of Pain, so Queen of Pain will be going mid, and Leshrac picked up straight away after by Imba Battlenet just to try and continue on that tri-lane and get the most powerful heroes that they can, the heroes they think work better than others. And Leshrac, one of those that fell out of favour just for a little bit. He used to see play pretty much all the time with Shadow Demon. Then Keeper of the Light and Shadow Demon kind of took over from there, and Leshrac kind of fell out of favour a little bit, but he's coming back now, especially with the amount of people that are banning out Keeper of the Light. No reason not to pick up Leshrac because he's still as powerful as he used to be. An absolutely obscene hero. Very slight nerf to the Diabolic Edict a few patches ago, but that's not hurt him whatsoever. Shadow Demon banned out straight away. That makes sense. He's incredibly strong with Leshrac, and if you pair him with Luna in lane as well, you're going to be dying an awful lot. Lifestealer immediately banned out by Imba Battlenet. And as I said, if you give them Luna and you don't pick up your carry, they're gonna ban out the best ones. So I expect Gyro to be leaving the pool probably next from Imba Battlenet, just to make sure that that massive carry potential is taken away, and they kind of have to rely on their mid game because Luna will out carry pretty much anyone they decide to pick up at that stage. Of course, minus Alchemist, but he can be shut down very easily at the beginning of the game, especially if you can get a few ganks on him. Vengeful Spirit banned out, as you expect. She's been paired an awful lot with Luna recently, and you can see why. Massive aura stacking just generates insane amounts of damage through pretty much every part of the game. and we've seen teams use it before to the maximum potential, and it just seems to just increase the damage output by so much that you can fall behind on farm and be absolutely fine. Vengeful Spirit, a very, very annoying hero to come up against. Juggernaut banned out by Imba Battlenet. They don't want the pushing power of that carry. Also, his farm potential can be pretty absurd if you can pick up that very, very fast Battle Fury. He's kind of one of those heroes that relies on getting that fast Battle Fury, though, to be able to generate farm. Or else it's very easy to take it away and deny it from him. Sven, last ban, taken away. Sven will not be played in this game. But I don't suppose Imba were looking at Sven anyway, so they're not going to be too displeased with that. Last ban by Imba, probably going to be another carry actually, unless they feel like they can't win their tri-lane if they give away maybe a Jakiro or other really, really strong support hero. Probably Jakiro being one of the strongest ones left. Of course, a lot of the supports have been banned out. Kotl, Shadow Demon, Venge, and Wisp. And taking a long time about this last pick, but Imba still haven't touched their reserve time, so they can really think about it as much as they want. They finally go into their reserve time. They do have a lot of time backed up. They can really think about these last picks and bans and get their team absolutely perfect. But Queen of Pain picked up is going to be very, very nice. Phantom Lancer actually banned out, so Imba Battlenet would rather see Phantom Lancer go than Gyrocopter. Very, very surprising. But Queen of Pain versus Magnus, if they do decide to put Magnus in mid, is going to be one of those where Queen of Pain just absolutely steamrolls it and should be able to pretty much control the wave, make sure that she pushes it at the right time, pulls it back at the right time, and harasses Magnus an awful lot. Of course, Gyrocopter has been given away by Imba. I expect that will be picked up very soon. But I think the reason Sven was banned out was because Luna can go mid, and if she absolutely wanted to go mid, then it would free up space for the Sven, and she's going to be quite good against Queen of Pain. And finally, I get to cast a game where Enchantress is going to be drafted. And it sounds like Joe is just coming back now, or should I call him Vague, because I'm not allowed to call him Joe. That is against the rules. Are you back, Vague? It sounds like you are.
I am. Forgive me. I did assume we were going to have 35 minutes, but I was a little bit over presumptuous because we didn't. Things get moving, people move a little bit too fast, and so we don't have the time that we think we do. It's very difficult when you try and stuff food in your face and then quickly run back because you haven't had anything. Now I'm lagging like crazy, but unfortunately, yes, I am back. I'm very sorry. You don't have beautiful commentary from Just JD anymore.
Well, I was just talking about the Enchantress finally get drafted in a game that we get to cast, and we get to see the raw power of Enchantress in this sort of jungling, roaming role where she comes mid, she tries to pull a few ganks off, she goes back onto the tri-lane and she tries it again there. And she's one of the heroes that pros have been favouring so much, but the semi-professional teams just don't seem to be picking her up as much. She is going to be one to watch for certain in this game, because she can really shut Luna down.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is a pleasure, of course. Enchantress is somebody that comes at a cost. If people aren't ready to play them, if people aren't entirely sure how to play Enchantress, then of course she doesn't nearly do as well. But she's so powerful, and as her spell very much suggests, she's untouchable. You cannot come across her without really coming across some kind of problem. You need a BKB to be able to do anything. Of course, we expect Luna to get one of those, and ideally, sorry, my lag is ridiculous, and ideally, just be able to try and handle that. But it's going to take her 3,900 gold to even be able to do anything against her, because even if her glaives hit, that is a huge slow, and that's actually a big problem I almost completely missed. But yeah. Glaives to Enchantress means that Luna's going to be slowed down to, oh hell, and they still have, I'm not entirely sure the name of the team because I can't, they haven't set the team.
I'm not sure either, don't worry.
But they haven't picked the carry yet, so there is still a hard carry to be picked.
Yeah, and when you look at all the hard carries that have been banned out, we see Sven going. We also see the Nixus, the Nex going, the Lifestealer. We see Juggernaut going, and Phantom Lancer. Gyro is the only one left in the pool, but I really do expect Gyrocopter to be picked up as the next best support. Nature's Prophet picked up by Imba Battlenet, just as you would kind of expect. Coming back into the meta, he's a very, very good roaming ganker, and a very good jungler as well. He can just sit in the jungle, get as much farm as he needs, and then all of a sudden he could be on a completely different lane, helping to get a kill out of absolutely nowhere. That's the power of Prophet. It's going to be very nice to see him in this game. And Lone Druid looks like he's going to be the main farmer, unless they run Darkseer in that role, going properly Chinese.
Well, they can if they want. I mean, when we say properly Chinese, we mean a couple of teams have done it at most,
Yeah.
and then people get all over it. This is the problem that we see so often, and it's a little bit sickening to see. Because don't anybody watching who's a team has a team themselves are captains or just team members to tell your captains, don't base what you see off what Chinese people do as your meta. Don't do it, because it's not worth it. You have to experiment yourself and find a team that is strong but you can handle, because Darkseer as a farmer is not very efficient. He takes a lot of farm to be successful in that role, and he still never really gets it. He just gets a pipe normally and does a good job as a Darkseer with farm. While you're still going to have to depend on Lone Druid and Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain being your mid game, and Lone Druid being your late game hero. But Imba Battlenet finished their team up with Bane, one of the strongest supports at the moment. Absolutely lovely, fantastic, and it's looking like Luna being supported by Leshrac and Bane, Magnus in mid, and Nature's Prophet on the off lane, horsing around to do whatever he wishes.
Yeah, that looks like that could be the way that they're going. Nature's Prophet on the offlane can work very, very nicely. He's going to probably be coming up against Darkseer, because I'd be very surprised if they decide to run Lone Druid in that role. And as normal, I will be now running through the Radiant, and then I will be handing it over to Veg, who will be handling the Dire team. So we see Joker, who will be taking up the Nature's Prophet, Infamous on the Leshrac. RR will be handling the Magnus, MNT on the Luna, and IRQ will be going on the Bane.
Absolutely, and then if we look over the top with the team that name we cannot remember and we're very sorry for it, we've got the YT on Queen of Pain, Olseng on Darkseer. It sounds Asian, maybe he knows what he's doing. We've got Stomper on Rubik, Tasty One on Enchantress, and finally Sukram is better than Undercover. We're just going to call him Sukram on the Lone Druid.
Yeah, and I've just asked them what their team name is. I could actually set it to the stream when I upload it onto YouTube, and we can actually start calling them by their team name as opposed to blah blah blah. So AltQQ. There we go. AltQQ is the team name, and and we will be using that from now on, hopefully. So yeah, the lanes look like they're working out very, very nicely from Imba. If we flick over to AltQQ's, it doesn't actually look like their name is AltQQ. They seem to be confused by them saying AltQQ. I don't know. But the YT looks like on Queen of Pain, going top at the moment, but obviously going to be handling mid. Unless, actually, she runs on the off lane and Lone Druid goes there.
Well, it's possible. Queen of Pain being such a great mid that you have to forgive JD and I for assuming that Queen of Pain would go mid, because she is, apart from Outward Devourer, the best mid at the moment. She's insane. Can completely shut down Batrada, who used to be considered the big daddy of mid. Recently, when he just, I don't know what happened to him, but all of a sudden everybody was scared. And that now Queen of Pain, she's a decent offlaner. She does do a good job, but definitely a better role in mid than Lone Druid. But if they think they can put it off, if they feel like Sukram will be better off in mid, then good luck to it. But it looks like that could be the case.
Yeah, MNT decides to try and make some trees and only makes one, so he's failed a little bit there, but that's absolutely fine. They're going to know where the rune is anyway, just from one little tree, and look at him go, trying to scout out for them as early as possible. And nope, Queen of Pain is going to be rotating mid. We see Lone Druid solo, and you know what that means? That means Darkseer looks like he is going to be the farmer on this tri-lane, unless Stomper and Tasty One are actually going top now. Maybe they're just going to roam the entire game. Enchantress already has a smoke. Maybe they're just going to rely on picking up a jungle creep and ganking every single lane in the game. There's the little stumpy Treant trying to run away, and that's going to drop pretty easily, you would say, unless it's very, very fast. But yep, it's gonna deny itself before it dies. But
well,
yeah, this is interesting laning.
I'm just going to say that this is what we were talking about before when Morana was the hard carry for Imba and it was such a strange setup. But actually, it works so nicely. With two heroes that can offlane so effectively, then you can have both supports roaming. And when Enchantress is a jungler and Rubik is just absolutely great for catching people off guard, you know, this team is in for a whale of the time if they are called AltQQ. We'll call them AltQQ for stream purposes because it's extremely annoying otherwise. Of course, I take my words back because we have RR on Magnus on the offlane. We're not going to see Magnus in mid. We're seeing the tri-lane in mid. We're seeing Luna farming mid. They've completely forsaken the short lane. This is very interesting tactics from Imba.
They have completely shaken things up, and they're going to be running Prophet in the jungle, plus just keeping an eye on that bottom lane in case he ever needs to go down there and smoke gank already from IRQ. He has an invis rune, so he can start with the Nightmare if they want to go. There's a Nightmare. Infamous comes around the back. He has Split Earth. Are they going to be able to pick up the YT? She has Blink at level 1. Is she going to be able to get away? She blinks away on 20 HP. Immediately cracks the Salve. She is going to be able to get away. 6 seconds till Blink. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get there. Infamous trying to. Round comes MNT as well. There's the Blink. She's going to walk off. Stomper and Tasty One in support. The lanes just completely messed up, just not what you would expect at all, and you have to feel like that's taken Queen of Pain, well, it's definitely taken her by surprise, because she was not expecting that very fast initiation, and Infamous and IRQ still just in the jungle, waiting, biding their time until they can definitely jump out and get the kills, and Tasty One and Stomper are actually jungling together.
Well, earlier I said to Imba, all mid, best tactic, but I didn't think they'd take it on board, but apparently, yes, they have. And they're going to be going for it. And actually, if we look at last hits, Luna isn't doing badly. She's really doing quite nicely. She's winning the lane at least, as you'd expect. But these supports are roaming. Why is there so much roaming in this tournament in particular? Bane and Leshrac are completely just doing their own thing. They're occasionally coming into supporting Luna. And again, all of these heroes are capable of holding lanes by themselves, which makes it so useful because the supports don't have to be supports. They can simply roam.
Yeah, something we have to point out though is that when it comes to having the roaming role, Tasty One and Stomper are definitely going to have the better deal because they can actually jungle. Enchantress, of course, being the best level 1 jungler in the game, and that'll let them get levels up. So Tasty One and Stomper are still going to be getting levels while they roam, try and get kills. But unless IRQ and Infamous can manage to get a few kills, they want to try and go for the Queen of Pain, but immediate blink away, they're not going to get any XP just roaming around. They're going to fall behind very quickly, and you can see that both of them only on about half of a level, while Stomper and Enchantress pretty much level 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very strange tactic, but maybe they have it planned out. Maybe it's going to be consistent ganking, maybe it's just going to be constant hiding while sapping all the experience they can, and MNT not actually jungling. If they wanted to attempt their own weird form of jungling, then they're first of all not going to have to find loads of packs of mud golems, and second of all, are going to have to they're just going to have a nightmare trying to do so. But Leshrac and Bane aren't even staying together. Infamous is kind of standing around waiting for the YT to get a little bit out of position, while IRQ is just actually stack pulling and trying to get experience that way. It's just such an interestingly different way of doing things.
Yeah. While RR up on the top lane on Magnus gets absolutely destroyed by Lone Druid. Lone Druid on 20 and 9 at this stage, while Magnus sits on a lowly 6 for 0. So Magnus getting absolutely shut down this bottom lane. Lone Druid already a level ahead and is just going to keep going, getting more and more ahead unless support comes. Stomper and Tasty One want to try and get something going in mid, and if they want to go for it, they absolutely can. They have the Enchantress slow that's going to be very useful, which will let Stomper catch up for the telekinesis, and then of course the YT can just dive in and do what they need to do. In goes Ursa Warrior. The Hellbear Smasher actually just dies, and they're going to retreat off back to the jungle and wait for another creep.
Well, I'll tell you what, they name everything so differently every single week due to Blizzard claiming that something's in their game, that I swear we're not going to have anything left. Everything's just going to be called something related to a Greeble. But it doesn't matter because they instantly pick up another Hellbear Smasher, and they can do it again. If they want to smoke, it's costing them a lot of money. They don't have any more. But they can. Although, I've got to say, about the Magnus not winning the offlane, all of them are off lanes at the moment, really. The long lane so far, we've said it before, I'm pretty sure JD agrees with me on this one. Magnus, I don't feel, does that great on the off lane. He's not somebody that is that effective because he just can't compare to somebody like Lone Druid, somebody like Weaver. It doesn't come out as strong.
Well, we have to look at bottom very quickly because there goes the Sprout, and it looks like they're going to catch him. Very, very nice Nightmare. As he was trying to surge away, they're going to jump him. They're going to try and block him in with the Treants as well. Are they going to be able to pick him off? M&T gets first blood. Nice play by Imba. There's the roaming from Infamous and IRQ. They finally start to get their levels. The Bane nearly level 4 and Infamous level 2. And they're actually out-leveling Stomper and Tasty 1 now. Very, very nice play by Imba, doing what they need to make sure they don't fall too far behind at the early stages of this game.
Well, that's exactly their plan, and if you look, 5-minute Midas for Nature's Prophet. Of course, it's going to take him about take him to the 6 minutes to get it, but the point is, he's got it, and look how beautiful that courier is. A tiny bit of an appreciation for an unusual essence, but everything that's kind of being ready. Tasty One and Stomper, they've got this Hellbear Smasher. Are they going to use it? Are they going to go on Luna? Luna is completely alone. If they had a bit more vision, they'd completely know this, but there's barely any warding. Literally, all the warding is coming from Imba. This AltQQ, if that's the right name, is just not warding at all.
Well, they're not warding enough, I think, especially since they're trying to run Stomper and Tasty One as the roamers. They need to be warding more so that they can see where their potential ganks are going to come from. Because if they don't have vision, they could be diving into a trap just to turn it around, and Imba could just pour up and get some very, very easy kills unless they have the wards up. So Luna being able to do well. She's actually level 6 now. She's picked up a Boots of Speed and Ring of Bacillus. That's going to be sent to her very, very shortly. She has her bottle. She's going to almost certainly be snagging... Oh no, the rune is actually not at bottom or at top, so there is absolutely no rune at the 16-minute mark. MNT, as we were talking about, has his Hand of Midas. Very important. He's going to start accelerating in farm now. If we check net worth, of course, Lone Druid is at the top, but only 100 ahead of the Nature's Prophet. Lone Druid also has Hand of Midas. I'm pretty sure they have exactly the same things, apart from Lone Druid has a Salve and MNT has Tangos.
Well, you know, Nature's Prophet, you'd think, as a man a little bit closer to the trees, of course he's going to want to take him down. Whereas Lone Druid is a druid. Actually, they're both pretty similar in everything.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, this is this is a match of offlaners. Every single person, every single hero is kind of capable of just holding their own in a lane. It's weird to think of it, but it's true. And
yeah.
They're just coming out with the strangest thing. I have never seen as a caster anything like it. Absolutely anything like it. Yeah. I mean, it beats a low-skill pub any day.
Well, pretty much they're running a 3v3 with two people just walking around doing what they can when they can. 3 solo versus solo lanes, both of them trying to get the edge when it comes to ganking. Imba have the slight advantage so far, with MNT being able to pick up the big kill, which is very important. And the kill actually helped him because it meant he managed to get his Midas at exactly the same time as Lone Druid, even though Lone Druid has more farm. And that's kind of the big thing, because if they hadn't got the kill, and Lone Druid had picked up his Midas by now, and then Prophet would have had to wait maybe another 30 seconds to a minute, that's actually very, very long for someone to have a Hand of Midas over you, because it lets them get that extra charge and that extra money, and they can snowball a lot bigger because of it.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're dealing with a carry, everything comes down to the very last creep, the very last second. We see IRQ with a haste rune. He's not going to find anyone here, though. Is he going to just try and buy a TP scroll? He is. He's not really going to be able to do anything. We've got Allsing just kind of at the tower, not willing to risk anything, and we're not probably going to see as much action as we'd like from this strategy, because it's just too distant, it's too separated. If you look, Rubik isn't doing anything. Enchantress is kind of doing her own jungling, using the Satyr Tormentor to get some farm, but it's not. It just doesn't add up to as much, and it's very much a farming game.
Well, Imba have the push, and they know it, and they're going for this,
But let's
this
look at
tier
top.
1, but...
Let's look at top, because RR is about to kill Sukram. It looked like Sukram had won, but RR happily had his reverse polarity, used it, and then MNT ports in almost to get the kill, but no. And now Stomper is coming in, but he's too slow because he's had no money, because he's only jungling slightly. This is so ridiculous, but no. RR escaping just with the skin of his teeth.
Oh, that was actually very, very nice play by Imba. If you saw it, even caught me off guard there, because they were pushing bottom very hard. It looked like they were going for the bottom push with the Furion and the Leshrac to take this tier 1 as soon as possible. And as soon as they saw help arrive, Magnus just dived him at top, dived Lone Druid at top, and Furion TP'd up to help, and they knew that they couldn't get TP support in quick enough, because they just TP'd to try and save their tier 1 at bottom.
Well, I'm not going to fib. That was very just lucky looking at it at the time. But in comes the YT on Joker. Joker pops the ulti and just instantly kills Queen of Pain, knowing that she's too slow without the blink to get away. So really, really nice play to turn it around. And that's what we're going to see. These kind of skirmishes are just so far going beautifully in Imba's favour. There's not been many of them. But if they're consecutively getting them and AltQQ are getting nothing, it's just constantly going to go in Imba's favour, just a little bit slower. The snowballing is going to take its time, but it's definitely gradually getting there.
Yeah, and MNT just continuing to use his Midas to get ahead on net worth. And you can see he's already 400 ahead of Lone Druid. And the reason he is 400 ahead on Lone Druid is because Lone Druid forsake... Oh, actually, maybe a massive dive, because actually the YT comes down trying to get it, but RQ is there with a nightmare. They're going to easily turn this one around. Where's the stun? RR comes in now. They pick off the Darkseer. The YT trying to hide in the trees. Manages to blink away. They're not going to find him down there. They don't nearly have enough tangos. And Magnus with the big skewer destroying half of the forest, but the wrong half of the forest. And it looks like the YT should be able to get out of this, actually. Maybe not if she blinks up anymore. They actually spot her with the Furion. Nice play by Furion. They're going to see her. Are they going to be able to take her out? Yes, they are. The Luna gets the one last hit, sorry, with the Q. And she actually drops.
I've never seen so much reckless deforestation in a game of Dota. But look at that, about 100 Gs taken down. But they did catch Queen of Pain, and it was so nice. Well, you heard me gasp. I mean, just brilliant. And now Olseng has to back, despite, his team are pinging him, but, sorry, Imba actually pinging him, but there's nothing that they can do. The push is ridiculous. Bottom is gone, the YT's around. He has to be careful. Oh, it looked like a nightmare was going to go off there, but just a brain sap, and the YT does blink away, although losing a fair bit of health in the process. And Nature's Prophet and Luna and Leshrac all serve to give the best push. It's just such a good... Well, it's a global kind of constant... It's a roaming soft push tactic, and it's going so nicely for them.
Yeah, but you can't push that long and that hard against an Enchantress, and we can see that Enchantress has taken the top tier 1 and now looking to try and take the tier 2. Doesn't quite get there because five-man push Dota beats two-man push Dota, but the pushing power from Enchantress is so big you cannot give her space to do it, and they did just then they managed to get a 2-for-1, which is okay. I mean, that was the best case scenario for them in that situation. They lost a few heroes, so instead they thought, okay, they're going to take our 2 towers, we'll at least take 1 and stay in this game and not commit all our resources to defending because we know we can't.
Yeah, absolutely. Against the Nature's Prophet and the Leshrac, they can't put enough in. And that split push, not the split push, the glaives from Luna are insane. The glaives just from taking that tower are doing huge damage. Still, the illusion glaives are ridiculous. On the tower when on small health, low health, with Stomper and the YT there, completely unable to do anything despite the advantage from the tower. And look at the ultimate from MNT, just doing so much damage, almost killed the YT. Escapes on 18 health, now leveled up, now risen up to 25 with regen.
Yeah, and MNT plus Magnus pick off Lone Druid again, the RP being used plus the skewer. MNT TP'd up as soon as they got that mid tower, managed to get off another assist, didn't get the kill, but it was very close, and now in comes the YT, picks up the Magnus, tries to go into MNT. Is she going to be able to get him? doesn't have any in Shadow Strike, and here comes Joker around the back. If they can catch her out soon, because they don't have Blink, MNT's going to try and go for it. He's gone straight in. Does he have his Treants? No, he doesn't, but they spot her out, and they get the kill anyway. Bane gets the last hit. Imba on top form once again, playing very well. Nicely done by them, rotating from mid to top once the Magnus had dropped, managing to get it, and another deny goes out to Rubik. Rubik actually denied that mid tower at tier 1, which was a very nice deny by him. In goes MNT with the Sprout. They're going to try on Stomper. Joker coming around the back, manages to get the stun. Are they going to be able to take him out? One more right click from MNT, will do it. There it is.
I may be mistaken, but did I just see the first Rubik telekinesis successfully done that I've seen actually kind of failed because it went towards Stomper? Did that just happen? I wasn't mistaken.
I'm pretty sure that did just happen, yeah.
Oh, poor AltQQ. They're just...
Yeah,
it's not going well.
Rubik just seems to be so much more difficult to use in this version, and they fixed his they apparently fixed his telekinesis in the last patch, making it more difficult, back to what it was like in Dota 1. And it seems to just be impossible to hit now. It's very, very difficult for him to put people up onto the ledges, almost impossible. And it seems like if you're used to the Dota 2 version of Rubik and you didn't play him in Dota 1, this is a massive, massive change, and it is catching a lot of people out.
Well, Dota 2 and Dota 1, despite supposedly being around the same game, are very, very different in a lot of ways. Take, for example, just Meepo being useless in the Dota 2 version by comparison because the net is just so ineffective. It doesn't carry on. Meepo is now laughed at as a hero, where before he was incredible. Finally, I have to say, we're seeing AltQQ at least counter-warding, making sure they don't have sight, because Imba are warding all over the shop, and it really is going in their favour. They've got total map presence, but... and this is a big but. This is a relatively small but it could work. There is that top lane that has been pushed very, very nicely by AltQQ. If they can continue that, if they can just take the last 350 health from that, because it's not regenning at all, then maybe they can do something with this.
Yeah, that's their channel to try and get some more farm. If Imba start pushing, Enchantress can go straight down that lane and take that tower very, very quickly, very, very easily, and force Imba back. So, it's very, very lucky that Enchantress managed to push it all that way, because it does give them an out if Imba want to try and go for a Rax. They can't afford to, and you can see MNT actually already going back to try and defend just from the creep push that's coming, while the rest of Imba hide out in the jungle, and they have Joker with an Invis rune. Looks like he wants to go for it. They have sentries. No, they don't actually have any sentries. They didn't see it. They won't see it coming if they want to go for it.
Also,
but they all back off.
Yeah. Also, Joker didn't have an Invis rune. Joker's has got a Shadow Blade, so
yeah.
It's quite interesting. You don't normally see a Luna go for this, but they have, and it's just been so devoid of conflict. It's been a very much everybody hide and everybody go seek game. It's a giant game of hide and seek, this, because that is what is all that's happened. People have been hiding from lanes. They've been very much around the jungle, constant roaming. You just have to look in your bottom left-hand corner of your screen if you've got it all maximized, because you really should. We are lovely enough for you to do that, to see. And it's kind of catching people out. Here comes Sukram. Is he going to try and kill MNT? Is he a little bit scared? Nature's Prophet also has a Shadow Blade. Shadow Blades all around for Imba. And they are just going to keep on going with this. It's such a weird... It's quite weird, but... yeah, MNT with the Shadow Blade as well. They're really going.
Yeah, it gives them such huge survivability, though, when they get into... maybe if they get into a team fight. I mean, if AltQQ aren't packing dust... and Joker pops the ulti and then just immediately hits Shadow Blade, they can't kill him while the ulti's going on, and they can't stop it.
No, they can't. I mean, they just need to keep putting down sentry wards, but they're not getting that much money. The supports are not supporting in a traditional role, so they're only getting the money that basically comes out. Enchantress actually has some sentry wards in her stash, but that's all they have. They have no other way to see anything, and let's go with the ominous sound. Looks like Imba are going for a Roche, and Nature's Prophet with Treants could easily solo this, but all of them are going for it. And are AltQQ going to do anything about it?
I don't think they can. They're still defending from mid. They still have Lone Druid over in their jungle. They don't even know it's going on. They haven't got an observer one. Look at how fast Imba are actually taking it with the Empower on Luna. They already dropped before they had any idea. The Ursa Warrior comes around the back. The Hellbear Smasher, sorry. He's actually going to drop Is the Midas going to be used to take him out? No, it's not. Joker gets the last hit, and now they're going to be looking to take this tier 2, the last tier 2 remaining. Imba have got it in their sights. Imba are going to be taking it if they just go straight down mid because they have RP. They have the big Eclipse on Luna, and also they have Aegis, so there's absolutely no reason why they can't go for this.
Absolutely. Lone Druid trying to save for a Radiance. I've got to say, if anybody's trying to do this, never when you're being beaten try and go for a Radiance because it's not efficient enough. Of course, there's not that many tanky heroes on Imba's team, but it still isn't as effective. But in goes the YT using a Scream on RR. RR is on low health. He skewers away. Is anybody else going to do anything? Joker is invis. Starts on the YT. YT instantly blinks away. Tasty One uses the heal to just try and fix everything up, and a little kind of lucent beam almost in anger at them both all getting away. But this tower is going to go. AltQQ know it. They can't really stop it, and look at the damage. It's just going to have to fall.
They shouldn't try to stop it because Magnus has been potted, which is what they don't realise, and now they maybe do realise. I think they might have spotted him out. Enchantress pushing bottom though, look. Oh no, it's actually Lone Druid. This is what we were talking about. Enchantress did such a good job that now Lone Druid can almost solo the tower.
Yeah, he can. Where and oh, he instantly ported back and did a nice job of it too. But now Imba are going to deny this tower whether they wanted that or not. The top has completely been equally pushed, but that's their only lane they've managed to get a tower in. It's just not nearly efficient enough because they need to take more. They need to get a bit of the map left. If they don't have top, if Imba don't have top, then that's fair enough. The dire jungle becomes no man's land for everyone, but Imba have a completely safe jungle that they can base on. The Radiant jungle is still completely safe to them. And with Dire losing theirs, losing the 2 towers, giving support to any jungler who can quickly run back to them, it means that it's very risky. They don't have anywhere they can really safely farm.
Joker pops the DD and goes Shadowblade. She really wants to take out the YT, and one stun will do it. There it is, and there's the kill from Joker. Very nice play. One right click, one stun before Queen of Pain can even react. Another right click, and there's instant death for the Queen of Pain. Nice play by Luna. Will now start rotating round. Now they must feel that they can get a good push on. They still have reverse polarity. They have Fiend's Grip if they want it to go through the BKB, if they actually manage to pick it up, but none of AltQQ have got a BKB yet. Joker has a double damage and still has Aegis. And this is almost certainly surely going to be a dead tier 3. A little bit of drawing from Joker, but they're just going to go straight for it. There's no reason why not. No defense can surely come out. There's the RP and the skewer, dragging them in. There's the big Luna ult, immediately destroys them. Buyback from Darkseid, not probably going to be enough because the Treants are doing a very good job. Luna's going to keep battering onto this tower with her Aegis. And there's the Fiend's Grip coming out on the YT. They really want the kill. They're all going in. Are they going to be able to get him? Yes, they are. Bane gets the last hit with the Brain Sap. MNT managing to Shadowblade away. It looks like they're all going to leave now because not a lot of them are on a lot of HP. Only Bane and Infamous can really hang around. And Imba decide to back off. But a very nice fight. They damage the tier 3. The tier 3, they put it on half HP and they get a few kills for it as well.
Well, Nature's Prophet has a Mystic Staff. He's going to be going for a Scythe of Ice, and once that happens, they're not really able to be stopped. If we look at the experience graph, it's about 6,000 in favour of Imba, and if we look at the gold, similar story, 8,000 in favour. So it's not a huge lead. It's not a game-breaking lead. If AltQQ want to come back from this, they can. They're still in the game, but if we look at net worth, we can see Nature's Prophet is a mile ahead with 12,000 gold, with almost 12k net worth, and Lone Druid is at 9. He's beating Luna significantly, but only because Luna has some items being delivered. Luna is actually above by another k, but all of them smoked up. They want to catch out Luna. They need to remember they're going to need all the dust they can get because Luna has that Shadowblade, and of course they know that. I can't see any dust anywhere else. There goes everything. There goes the telekinesis. Are they going to be able to catch her? Lone Druid has the Radiance. Not the best item to buy after this time. It's a little bit late at 20-minute Radiance. And it's not going to be as effective, especially when everybody on Imba is so fast. But he can try his best with it. He can get great amounts of fun with it. And he can do a great amount of passive pushing with a Lone Druid bear with a Radiance on. It just works so beautifully.
Yeah, and I think the big thing about it is that Joker has BKB. Joker tries to start on the YT. Are they going to be able to take him out? MNT's actually teleporting in. There's a Sprout. Few right clicks will do it. The YT trying to get Blink back off cooldown. Does have Blink back off cooldown. Manages to get away. Stomper coming round. Actually manages to steal the Q from Luna. And there's the mech. RP comes in. Only catches one. Only the Darkseer. But they manage to drop him. Joker hanging around on like no HP. Still has ult in 10 seconds as soon as it's up. They take out Tasty as well. So a triple kill for Imba once again in that fight. And the YT and Sukran just immediately back off directly behind the tower. No way they could fight that, but it looked like AltQQ had a way into that fight, but just the pure amount of disables, the Fiend's Grip and the RP just made it so difficult.
Yeah, and they can't really do that much against it. MNT porting in, they're killing the bear. Lone Druid can just summon another one. He's going to have to. Luna finally falls, but of course the Aegis is going to bring it back up. Are they going to go for it? Is anything going to happen here? Shadow Blade from Joker? No. They're going to try and kill the other Spirit Bear. And they really do want this other Spirit Bear dead. They obviously feel threatened by him. What did Rubik steal? Rubik manages to only steal Enfeeble. It's going to be extremely useful against Joker if they can land it. But they've still got MNT, who does a huge amount of damage, 238 per prod, plus Magnus, who does a decent amount, and his Empower is also huge.
Yeah, and it looked like they might have wanted to go up for the tower. Enfeeble immediately being used on Joker, so Joker doesn't have nearly as much right click as they would want, but still 101 plus 41. That's still an awful lot, with attack damage reduced by 90. Roshan up in 4 minutes. Imba looking to rotate into him just to push out the lanes to make sure they have a Roshan when he's up. And now it looks like they're going back into mid just to push it back out again and make sure that as soon as Rosh is up, they have all their lanes out of Roshan's pit all the way up to the base. And there's no way that AltQQ can defend it from there. And even if they try, Imba will see him coming.
Absolutely. What are AltQQ doing? They can't. I mean, they have to turtle. That's exactly what they're doing. But the only way they can win this is by a little bit of a miracle in terms of fighting. Imba is so well gelled that they're just not comparing. They need to be able to win a fight desperately. It looked promising there for a moment for AltQQ. With Olseng, the vacuum looked like it may get Joker a little bit caught out, but no. Joker had the BKB the whole time, just had the ability to pop that, get the Aegis, pop that, get a double kill, which he did immediately after, and again, doesn't drop. They've burned the Aegis off, but it was almost as if Luna was trying to get rid of the Aegis, as if it was just a bit cumbersome. And now she's got a haste rune, she's going to be going for Tasty One, or is she? No, she's just going to carry on farming with it.
Yeah, and Sheepstick up on Furion, so Furion finally has his Sheepstick. Magnus has the mech. Darkseer actually has a mech as well. So Darkseer going to be a little bit more survivable. Still doesn't have wall though at level 10. Going to be going into it now at level 11 and 12 just to make sure the big vacuum into the wall works as he wanted. And with Sheepstick up on Furion, none of the players from AltQQ can leave their base, because if Furion starts to TP on them, they have to immediately run away because he's just going to solo them.
Absolutely. The YT picking up an Ogre Club. She's trying to save for a BKB very close to the Mithril Hammer, but it's very risky. And you have to feel it's a little bit late. They're going to need something more than a BKB to really do something with. And still, only a Radiance on Sukram. These guys do not have the items that they need. They're dependent on Queen of Pain and Lone Druid for their damage. Meanwhile, Imba have Magnus as well as Luna and Nature's Prophet just to do everything, and it's working so efficiently. With Empower, everyone gets the power. Everyone becomes empowered to the level of at least a decently farmed carry or some decently farmed semi-carry. Leshrac doesn't do that much damage, but even with Empower manages, and Diabolic Edict, with only one level in, is still doing so well, but he's leveled mainly into Lightning Storm, and it does do a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah, there's 265, and I think he's leveling into that because he's not really going for a ganking Leshrac. They want to start team fights. They have big team fight. Lightning Storm, just more effective in team fights. Diabolic Edict's spread out damage isn't nearly as effective, and they want to try and catch out Sacrum. They're going to be able to get him. There's the Sheepstick. The Q from Nature's Prophet actually completely misses, but he drops anyway. They get the kill, and it goes to Leshrac, which is very strange. He immediately buys back, but does he have his bear? Yes, he does. He has a Spirit Bear back up. But Imba, they don't care. It looks like they know Roshan's back, and it looks like that's where they want to go. Maybe not, actually. They're still just hanging around in the jungle. Maybe they don't even know that Roshan's back up yet.
No, they should know. I mean, they've sent out Bane, and Bane's going to find out. Bane's going to get everyone else around, and they're all going to be very excited to get another Roshan and just make AltQQ QQ a little bit more, really. What else can you say? Sukram has to get more farm. They're very fortunate in that there are no racks taken yet. Imba haven't pushed as hard as they possibly could, and now Lone Druid has 1.5k to try and get at least something that might give them a small advantage in this fight, because currently Queen of Pain doesn't even have a BKB yet. She is 250 gold away. A single hard creep camp, if she can find it. Maybe a little bit more than that, I'm not sure. But it's not that much, and Imba are going to be taking this Roche without AltQQ even knowing.
Yeah, Joker's going to be picking up as well. Has already made rooms, so Luna is going to be getting it. Nearly got the Manta style, actually. Actually has the Manta style now. She wants to pick it up. Got the last hit on Roche. Very important. There's the extra 500 gold that you get from that. And Ultimate Orb plus Recipe can be bought up, and has been bought up. I think, yes, they have, and Luna has Manta style. They're going to be waiting for that before they go for the slow push, because it's so much easier to push up with Manta style illusions leading the way. But yeah, the Queen of Pain absolutely needed to get the BKB earlier. She actually finally has it, but it's way too late. RP plus Fiend's Grip goes straight through BKB. She's still going to be locked down incredibly heavily, and Joker can still do all the right-click damage in the world. So Queen of Pain, even though has the BKB now, I really don't think that is going to matter too much, just because of the Bane, the Fiend's Grip, being able to take her out of a fight for a very, very long time. 5 seconds.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and that's the problem. And we see Spirit Bear picking up a Mithril Hammer and a Gloves of Haste. He's going to be going for a Maelstrom, but again, it's a little bit too late. A Maelstrom would have been a lot more effective earlier on, with a Radiance not really being burst into. But here goes Joker with the initiation, has the Manta style, puts up everything. There goes the trees. It's just completely disabling Spirit Bear. RR uses the skewer. Man uses the RP, gets 2 of them. Luna gets a kill. Bane gets a kill. Nature's Prophet is brought back. Luna kills off the Rubik as well. Oh, the Fiend's Grip has killed Druid, as well as Nature's Prophet helping out, and the Shockwave doing so much damage. Only Rubik is left, and now Rubik has dropped as well. Luna gets a triple kill, M&T gets a double kill, and they are going to take the racks, and you just have to wonder, when are AltQQ going to call GG?
Well, I can't imagine it's going to be very long now. All the buybacks being used. They actually got a 7 for 0 in that fight as 2 bought back, tried to get back in, and they just immediately died again. So there are the GGs. They know they can't fight this now. Imba go on to the next round once again. Very nice play by them. Commiserations to AltQQ, if that is indeed the name of their team. We still don't know for sure. We're just going to take everybody's word for it. But AltQQ did seem a little bit confused about why they were being called that. But we'll let that go. Very nice play by Imba. Hopefully, we'll see you all for the next round. The Ancient will be falling very, very shortly. I have been Just Delicious, and with me, as always, on this wonderful adventure is Vaygrak on Turf.
Well, that may have been about the strangest lane game I've ever seen, but at least it was a borderline entertaining one. Imba completely dominating again. Are these guys going to stop? Are they just going to win this tournament today? I don't know. But they sure do look on great form. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Vaygrak on Turf, signing out.